Micah Allison says she spoke with me to counter the story that's been out there since the fire erupted. In our interview, she shed tears for the families of the dead and was brutally honest about the challenges she and her 3 children face. I met Micah Allison in Lake County this past Saturday. It happened to be her husband, Derek Almena's 48th birthday. He's being held in Oakland's North County Jail, charged with involuntary manslaughter for each of the 36 people who died in the ghost ship fire. He could receive a long prison sentence if convicted.
39 years is the rest of my husband's life. It means he'll never see his children again out here.
Micah is doing her best to provide for their children, ages 7, 9, and 14. After decades as an artist, she has her first full-time job as a social worker, helping families navigate CPS. But Micah wakes every morning with the ghost ship on her mind.
It was really interesting because that night I felt a strange urgency to leave and to just get my kids out. I don't know why. I just felt like I didn't want to be there.
While the concert started at the warehouse, Micah and Derek took their kids to a hotel by the airport. Around midnight, they started getting calls from the ghost ship. People yelling fire.
Like, we so rarely left that space that we thought they were joking with us. Like, oh yeah, the first time that we leave and there's something wrong.
Finally, one of Derek's trusted friends reached him.
It's burning and everything is gone.
Derek posted a Facebook message, confirmed, everything I worked so hard for is gone. It's as if I have awoken from a dream filled with opulence and hope to be standing now in poverty of self-worth. That drew a wave of criticism in the days and weeks to come. But Micah explains when Derek wrote that message, they had no idea people were missing in the blaze, or that the ghost ship would become the nation's deadliest building fire in a decade. Do you have any words for the families?
All I can do is offer my utmost condolences to the families that have lost their loved ones.
Micah tells me the narrative that they had built a death trap filled to the brim with combustibles, a labyrinth, wasn't true.
We were meticulous about making sure that the space was clean whenever we opened the doors for that kind of a thing, and making sure that the pathways were clear.
She says after losing her children to CPS, they stayed with family in Southern California, the agency inspected the warehouse, concluding it was suitable for their kids, and returned them 7 months before the fire.
The whole space had shifted into a much more family-centered place.
She also says they tried repeatedly but failed to get the landlord to help upgrade the electrical system to address the frequent outages.
Several times, over and over again, trying to work out different ways that we could even help get some of the work done so that it wouldn't be as expensive for them.
Public records show some police officers and firefighters saw conditions at the warehouse but didn't raise concerns with city agencies. This is a police body camera video released by the city of Oakland.
We just had a transformer blow, and it's the same problems all over again.
I do not think that it was Derek's fault for what happened that night.
Micah tells me it was a terrible, tragic accident, not a crime, but she understands the families demanding someone be held accountable.
And to talk directly to the mothers and fathers that lost their children. I don't know how to do that, honestly. I don't know how to do that. Sorry.
Lawyers for the families tell me they also want the landlord to be charged in the criminal case. I called and emailed the DA's office about that. No word back at this point. Derek Almena and a second man who lived at the ghost ship, Max Harris, are facing charges. They have a bail reduction hearing tomorrow. Of course, ABC7 will be there to report on this next step in a long and painful process, especially for the families of those who died.